The dark is where the truth lies, and in the light is the truth revealed. Hey guys, you are welcome to another episode of the Journey series with Truthfully Evolving. And I just quoted my code, so if you want to see more, please do well to follow me on Instagram, Truthfully Evolving. You get to see more of my posts. And if you're drawn to the title of this video, that means this is what you need to know. Alright, so if you're yet to subscribe, please do well to subscribe to the channel, like the video if it helps, and also share. You might be helping someone out there. So today I want us to talk about the revelation of the dark. Okay, let's talk about the importance as well in regards to the dark and how it helps us on our journey. So first thing I would say is, growing up, my idea, I'm from Africa, of course, so my idea, the programmed mindset when it comes to, or ideology when it comes to the dark, is always, attached to the devil that has two horns and a tail. And for me, growing up with that mindset as just what that did to me, I'm not saying your idea of the dark is not valid. I'm just saying it doesn't, it doesn't sit well with me. I don't believe that. I don't take that to be my kind of truth. It's not something that I want to take along with me on the journey, on this journey. So I'd rather put that away, not because I'm scared of accepting it, but because I don't think it's my truth. I don't think it's something I want to hold on to as truth. I don't know if I'm making sense. But all I'm trying to say is that I am not against the belief that dark is attached to devil, which but I have my belief, and I believe that whatever dark means to you, that is your devil. Okay, I lived my 24 years of my life with fear. Like, I've been living my life based on fear of this or fear of that. Every time it was either one thing or the other that I was scared of, and it really made me live my life in a box. And I know for a fact that in a society like this, where everybody believe in certain things, so if you don't believe in that thing, you're tagged the evil person, and it's fine. I don't mind. Okay, and I'm saying this to say, even when I was going to church, I still live my life. I was still living in fear, because people will tell you, oh, if you sin against God, you will go to hell, and this and that. And I've learned over time that the idea of hell and heaven is not the way they told us. Okay, and I'm not going into that today. I just want to make reference to the dark. So this is my belief. Whatever you see as evil becomes evil to you. Whatever you think to be evil becomes evil to you. Whatever you attach to be the devil's handwork becomes the devil's handwork in your life. The experiences that I've had in regards to life has opened me up to a new idea that many people will not welcome, which is fine, but this is my truth. And now I do not live my life in fear, because I've stopped running away from the dark. When I had my awakening, I started seeing things differently. That was when I had my Alice in Wonderland moment. When I went into that hole, I saw a different perspective about life. So when I share my idea of truth to people don't accept it, because they're like, what do you know, this is wrong. Because we've been programmed to believe the things that people told us, not because we've experienced it, but because we just choose not to experience it. We choose not to go within to search the truth, but because we just want people to keep lying to us, and then we take that lie and then move on with our life. So I saw that something was wrong, that every time I tried to run away from the dark, it causes more harm to me. And I saw myself struggling. I was struggling to understand my life. I was struggling to understand myself. I was struggling to understand the world that I live in. And what that cost me was, my life was filled with pain, and it was so intense that I needed help, but there was nobody inside to help me. Not because I did not have anybody to help me, but because the people that were supposed to help me they are still stuck. They don't even know what they're doing. They are still struggling with life. They're trying to understand their path. So the truth that I wanted to hear from people, I could not get that truth until I went within, until I had to surrender and I had to, go within to seek the truth. Because I thought to myself, okay, if nobody here can help me, then there's someone has to help me. So that was when that pull to go within myself happened, and that was when I had my spiritual awakening. And because growing up, I've always been an inquisitive child. I ask questions a lot. Oh, mommy, why are we here? Oh, mommy, why did God bring us here? Oh, mommy, what are we here to do? I ask many questions, but nobody could answer me because they have already been programmed to think certain ways. So the kind of questions that I asked was the devil speaking through me. So yeah. So at one point, I was okay with the fact that, okay, the devil spoke through me. I was okay with that fact. I was not even struggling with it anymore. But in 2019, to be honest, when I had that awakening, I saw a different world because I know I had to go within. I know it was time to stop asking people. I know it was time to stop, letting fear grip me. Because I know one day I asked myself, like, why are you even scared? What are you scared of? Why are you scared of the devil? You go to church, you pray all the time, but you're still scared. Like, there were nights when I could not sleep. There were nights where I needed drugs to sleep because I was scared. I could see images like these devil images that they told us about. I would see it, and I was struggling to sleep. And then I think there was this scripture that I read, something like that. I think it was, greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. And that was the scripture that really I held on to, and then my mindset, my idea in regards to the devil changed. So I was like, no, the devil is meant to be scared of me. I'm not meant to be scared of the devil. But now, in regards to this message, I am not talking about the devil that we know, the one they told us about growing up, the one with horn and tail. The devil is the things that have control over us: addictions, negative thoughts, fear, inner child trauma. That is the devil that I'm referring to today. So anything that you're struggling to deal with, anything that you're struggling to let go of, that is your devil. And this is my own truth. This is what I believe because I've learned through my experience. So your devil can be addiction, anything that has so much control over you. Your devil can be inner child trauma, the way people treated you growing up. Maybe like for me, I've said it before that every time I try to talk, maybe I try to speak up, people shut me up all the time. So when I am in a group of people, or maybe I am in a relationship, I tend to want to speak more than the person. I don't even give people space to speak because that was what I struggled with, being silenced growing up. So the devil can be anything that you've given power over you to control you. That's where fear comes in. So when people think of the devil, they think of fear. When people think of the dark, of black, they think of negative, And this is something that people tend to do all the time. You're praying against the devil, but the devil is within you, which is the things that control you, which you need to break free from. And for you to be able to break free from that, you have to first accept it. Okay, yes, I'm addicted to this thing. Okay, yes, I know I have this issue. Okay, yes, there's something wrong here with me. When you embrace that part of yourself, when you embrace the fact that there are things that still control you, that's the beginning of everything. That's how you conquer this devil. Whatever way you can conquer it, just conquer it. If you have to pray, if you have to meditate, if you have whatever it is, but you have to conquer that devil. And that's what puts you in your dark moment. And now, because I'm talking about the revelation, why the dark is important in our journey is because we need the dark to enable us see the light. We need the dark to enable us see the truth. We need the dark to awaken us to who we are. You see, many people curse at situations that is being presented to them by God. And it's crazy how I think I had a conversation with somebody and I told this person, so you think that God only gives good things, like the Bible said every good gift comes from God, which is true, but you don't think that sometimes test comes, like God will just put negative things on your path to see how you respond to it? You don't think so? And when we argued for a while, I had to refer them to Job. If you read the story of Job, you see how the devil had a conversation with God. Okay, there was a conversation. Okay, you said this is your loyal servant. You said this is this. I don't know the whole story, but I'm just giving you instances. Like, okay, let me tempt this person because this person has money. Let me see. If you read the story, you know what I'm talking about. So you think everything that happens, like only God gives good gift. Like you don't think that God can bring in circumstances that will just test you to see how strong or how your faith is, to see if you know what you're doing, or if to see if you love Him as much as you say you do. You don't think God can present cases like that to you. You don't think so. Let me take it back to the book of Genesis. And God said, "Let there be light," which means darkness filled the earth. The light, God spoke light into it. So if that means darkness was the beginning of everything, so you have to first go through the dark before you can see the light. And the dark is not negative. The dark is not bad. If it was bad, there wouldn't have been dark in the first place. So why was it that God was okay with the dark first before He said let there be light? Which means you have to go through the dark before you can understand the light. It is a balance. The life is balanced. For you to be balanced, you have to go through the this and the that. That's why people make mistakes first. They go to the left side before they go to the right side. And I've said this, it is not, you call it mistakes, I call it inexperienced moment, because those are the times when you don't even know what you're doing. So you have inexperienced moment, not mistakes. So now, because darkness was the beginning, then light came afterwards. So it's not demonic, it is not bad if you go through the dark before you see the light. It is not. It is a blessing in disguise that you can even experience the dark and still find light within that. You can go through the dark and still see the truth in that. You can go through the dark and the light will be revealed to you. That was why God said, let there be light, because it has to be balanced. If all my life, all I've experienced is dark, and you tell me something about light, I will not understand you, because I don't know what light is. I've not experienced it. But if I've experienced dark or I've experienced light, and then you tell me about light, I will understand, because it's something I've been through and it's something I know. So I need you to look at every dark moment in your life not as a place of negativity, not as a place of evil, not as, God punishing you, not as your sin punishing you, not as someone hurting you, the devil that you call all the time, not the devil trying to stop you, but look at the dark as a phase that you need to speak life into, speak light into. Because let me tell you this, every time that we are being presented with experiences, we owe it to ourselves to look at it with an approach of positivity. Instead of cursing at that moment, bless the moment, be thankful that it happened, but ask yourself, why is this presented to me? Why is the dark here? What is this trying to teach me? What lesson am I meant to learn from this? Because the dark will awaken you to the light that shines within you. The dark always presents itself to you when it is time for you to wake up to who you truly are. The dark will always present itself to you when you need to know the strength that you have. Many of you struggle with having patience. Many of you don't have patience. Many of you don't even know that you have inner strength. So when the dark is being presented to you, it will test your inner strength. It will test your patience. It will test your love for God. It will test your faith in God. It will test your belief in God. It will test you. It's easy for you to say I love God, but when God puts you through something that is difficult, put you in a different place, will you still say the same thing? Story of Job. If God should bring in circumstances where you lose everybody in your family, how would you see life after then? How will you see life after them? Many people go through the worst case scenario. They lost their job, they lost their family, they lose their home, all of those stuff. And when they come out of that, they become someone else. They become something else. And this is because they've allowed the dark control them instead of them to conquer the dark. The dark is not there to scare you. The dark is there to teach you, to nurture you, to help you remember who you truly are. You are the child of the Most High. You are the image and the likeness of God. You are God's light. You are the light. And that's why the dark will present itself, so that you can see the light within yourself. If you lose people, if you lose everything, it's hard for people to go through the worst case scenario and come out and look the same. It is the dark, whatever you go through in the dark, because the dark reflects your shadow. Whatever you go through in the dark determines who you become. If you end up becoming like the dark, or you end up becoming light. And that's why we have many people that has been demonized. People that, even in churches, even in the mosque, even people that you think they will never hurt a fly, they are dealing with so much, and those things those things now has become the devil within themselves. So you're out here accusing the devil outside, but you are your own devil. You are the reason why your life is going the way it's going, because of the experiences that you've had. Instead of you to let the experiences mold you, change you, transform you, become a better person, to the truest version of yourself, you've allowed the experience pulled you down. So now the experience is controlling you and using you to manipulate and hurt other people. Everybody in your life that you come across is meant to teach you something. Learn from it and move on. Is it painful? Yes. But you don't have to say, because this person did not see your worth, so therefore you have to treat every other person like this. No. The relationship ended in 10 years. What did you learn from that? What did that teach you? So many people, after going through that experience, they say, oh, all men are the same. Oh, all women are the same. Oh, this or that, and that's how they move differently. Like, they keep having that mindset, and then moving to the next relationship, they keep hurting the next person, the other person hurts the other person, it goes on and on and on. Instead of you to look at that relationship and see it as a blessing in disguise, what did I learn from this? What did this person teach me? What have I taken from this thing? What am I supposed to do different now in the next relationship? When you start looking at it from that perspective, then you understand that every experience that is being presented to you is for you to awaken to who you are. Because at the end of the day, it is not even about them, it's about you. Everything that has happened in your life, it is not because of the other person. It is because you need to learn who you are. You need to awaken to who you are. So every time you're in the dark, it's all about waking up, awaken to who you are. So if you're being put in the dark, where you're confused, you feel like you don't have a purpose, you don't have a job, you don't have a stable income, you don't have this, you don't have that, go within yourself and ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? What am I supposed to learn from this? I don't have a job. I am not in a relationship currently. And I've not really gotten to that place where I've always wanted to be. I have plans for myself, but it's not happening yet. And then I asked myself, so what is this teaching me? What am I supposed to learn from this? And then I realized that it is not even about looking for a job. It's about creating that for myself by doing the things that I love. What do I love doing? I love talking to people. I love providing solutions to people. That's what gives me joy. I've never imagined myself in a 9-to-5 work. I've never seen myself in that place before. I'm not saying it's wrong. I have siblings that are into that. But I've never pictured myself doing a 9-to-5. I love what I do. I love giving people messages. I love sharing my own ideas. Okay, when people say wisdom with people, I love it. This is what gives me joy. And me being in this 4 years plus experience, me being on this journey for 4 years plus, I have life experience in regards to this. The journey has taught me so much. My experiences have taught me so much. This is something I did not learn in school. I spent 4 years in school, but I learned nothing. But I spent 4+ years now in this. I've spent it in this life journey, and I can tell you for a fact that I've learned so much that I am grateful for every time. My relationship ended. I did not say, oh, because this person did not end up, so therefore every other person that I meet, I must make you suffer. No. I asked myself, what did I learn from that? And then I I realized that the last relationship, what it taught me, the other one that ended in 2019, taught me to love myself more, to pour into myself more. That was what the other 2019 relationship taught me. Then 2021, the relationship taught me to awaken to who I truly am, to my spiritual gift. That was what I learned, because I had to deal with spiritual warfare, spiritual attacks in 2021. It was heavy, and that was when I realized that, okay, this, me being with this person, it was to awaken me, to awaken the inner strength within me. So I'm learning. It is every time that cases present itself to you, don't look at it as the world is against you. Don't look at it like the devil is attacking you. Look at it like there is always something to learn. There are people that we've attached to our life that are meant to be temporary, but we've given them so much room to stay, so they've overstayed their welcome, and we're still keeping them because why? We don't know when to release and when to hold on. So the revelation of the dark is to see the truth that lies in the dark. The revelation of the dark is for you to see the light in the dark. Even in your darkest moment, make sure you find the light within. Even when you're going through the worst scenario, make sure you see the light within that. And you owe it to yourself to speak light in the dark. I will not let this situation control me. If it's too much for you, take it to God. Give it to God. Let God be in control. Let God be in charge. Because every time that we're being presented with dark moments, that is God speaking to us and telling us, I'm with you. I'm with you. Oh, you're asking, why would God give me dark moments? Why would God present dark moments to me? Why did God present dark moments to Job? Or why would God present dark moments to me? When he said in his word, every good gift comes from God. Yes, every good gift comes from God. That's true. But that does not mean that God will not test you to see how willing or how ready you are to receive that good gift. Because many of you receive good gifts every day and you don't even know. You receive it in form of friendship, you don't even know. You receive it in form of a lover, you don't even know. You receive God's gift every time. Many people, God placed many people in your life, but because you've allowed the dark control you, you don't even know the people that is being placed in your life. So you misuse them, you play around with them, and then God takes them away from you. So every time that you're going through the dark phase of your life, it is a final stage. I need you to see it as a final stage and the beginning of another era. So the dark will always present itself to you when you're about to enter a new phase, when you're about to experience the light. That's when the dark presents itself to you. The dark moment will come to you when you're about to start a new era in your life. And it depends on you what you do with that experience. Like I said, it depends on you. The dark is an alarm clock. It's telling you it's time for change. It's time for change. It's time for change. That's what it does to you. It wants to put you in your energy where you're meant to be. It wants to put you in that light, in that spot where you're meant to be. But if you do not see it from that perspective, it will destroy you, destroy everything around you. The reason why Job went through what he went through is because, God needed for him to prove himself that he loved God no matter anything. How many of you can go through the worst case scenario and still say you love God? How many of you can deal with so much and still say you love God? Imagine you losing your job, you don't have a home, you don't have a partner, you don't have money, you don't have anything, and you're still believing in God. That's huge. That's huge. So every time that you are in this confused state, this perplexed state, it is a sign that it is time for you to go within. It is not something that anybody can help you with. You have to go within and connect to the Most High, because that's what God wants in the first place. Draw near to God, connect more to God. I've had many cases in my life. I've had many scenarios in my life. There were so many battles that I had to fight, both known and unknown, seen and unseen battles. And I knew that it's not something I can do on my own. I knew for a fact that I could not even deal with it on my own. I had to give it to God. So I need you to stop looking at the dark as demonic, evil, whatever, because the more you look at it from that perspective, the more it destroys you. And that's not the intent. The intention in regards, or the truth in regards to the dark, is to nurture you, is to teach you, is to awaken you to who you are. Many of you don't know you're strong until you're being put in situations where you have to see how strong you are. Like, how did I come out of this? When you tell people this was what I dealt with, people will ask you how is it even possible? You went through that? How? You will never know. That's why dark presents itself to you. How you deal with it when it's being presented to you determines who you are. People now, I see people allow their demons control them. I see people allow their ego control them. So they're being used and they don't even know. So you see people walking around, you think they're normal. They are not. They are being possessed by things that they cannot control, and because they've failed to sit with themselves and ask themselves what is wrong. Many of you are just going around in circles because you've failed to realize that there is something that needs to awaken within you. So instead of you going within to do the work, you allow that thing to control you. Now you are not in control of your life. You're not in charge. You're being controlled by this thing. So I looked at my life and I saw that, then I noticed that, running away from the dark is not helping any issue. It's not helping. That it has never helped me. So the only way for me to deal with this and for me to end this once and for all is to embrace it. So I started asking myself, what are the things that I've been struggling with that has placed me here. So the first thing I noticed was the fact that I tend to put people first before myself. I put people above myself. I can legit go beyond to do for people. The same people that cannot do the same for me, I go beyond to do for people. So when I needed help, these people were not there to help me. I was a doormat. People can use me whenever they want and dump and just step on me and they walk past. I was a trash can. You can use me, throw me on the floor, that was who I was. I was an open door. Anytime you hurt me, you can come back as many times as you want and then I'll embrace you back. I was that kind of person. And when I was in the dark, all of those things was being revealed to me. Because everything boils down to fear. Fear of people not liking me. I wanted people to like me. Like I just don't want people to hate me. So anything I had to do for them to like me, I don't mind doing it. If you want me to people please, I'll make you happy. Even when I know I'm meant to say no, I will say yes just to make you happy. I was that person. And the only way to conquer fear is to face it. And when you face fear, you conquer it. So I need you to ask yourself, what am I afraid of? Why am I afraid of this thing? Because you have to first know why you're afraid of it. So finding the reason why you're afraid of a thing, or going within to know what you're afraid of, is the starting point to everything. If you allow the dark reveal the truth to you, the dark will do that to you. If you allow the dark to destroy you, the dark will destroy you. But if you let the dark transform you to your truest self, trust me, the dark will do the best job. The dark is not your enemy. The dark is not your enemy. You are your own enemy. The things that you're scared of is your enemy. The things that you've failed to recognize or to deal with or to face is your enemy. When you are in the dark, you will see the truth. Anything that you're looking for, anything that you're seeking, anything that you want to know, but you want to know your purpose, you want to know who you are, you want to know why your life is not going the way it's going, you want to know why you're stuck, you want to know why you're not moving, you want to know why you don't have a boyfriend, you don't have a husband, you want to know why your life it feels like you're not doing anything right, you want to know why God sent you here, you want to know why you're here in this world, you want to know your mission here in this world, you want to know your soul truth. You cannot find that on the outside. You cannot find that seeking answers from people. You can only find that truth when you go within, when you go in the dark. That's when you find the truth. That's where the truth lies. That's where the truth lies. The truth that you're seeking. Oh, why don't I have a purpose? Why am I not where I am today? Why don't I have a boyfriend? Why don't I have a wife? Why don't I do this? Why don't I? You will find that truth when you go in the dark, when you go within. And the thing is, the dark, like I said, is not evil. The dark is an unknown state. It's the state of unknown state, and the light is the state of known, which is clarity. But the dark is an unknown state, which means you don't even know how you got there, but you owe it to yourself to find the truth as to why you're there. That's what you owe to yourself, because the dark will always represent itself in different ways until you go within to find out the truth. Let me use me for instance. After that relationship ended, I just wanted to go into another relationship. I just wanted to start another relationship without understanding why I was single. I did not have the understanding. I did not know why I was single. I just wanted to go into another relationship so that I can get over this other person. But I noticed that I was attracting men that just wanted to sleep with me. They just wanted to have sex with me, nothing serious. They were not looking for long-term marriage or anything. They were just looking for short-term pleasure. And I was really devastated. I was like, nah, this is not what I want. I know what I want, And in 2021, when I got into another relationship, I told myself, okay, this is it. This has to be it. But I noticed that I was in a relationship with someone that reflected my old self to me. I saw the person that I was in 2018 before I started my awakening. I saw the version in another human form. And that was another crazy experience that I had entirely. And in 2022 I made a decision. Look, I have to let this relationship go, because I know that this is not where I want to be. I know what I want for myself. I know who I want to be with. I know the kind of person I want to be with. I was with someone that was obsessed. When I mean obsessed, I mean unhealthy. So I knew there was something, and it was just so wrong in every area. So in 2022, when I left that relationship, I told myself, you know what, 2023 we are staying single, and that's on God. We are staying single. So that relationship ended October 2022. So I told myself, I'm staying single, staying celibate, I'm minding my business until I see someone that fits my energy, until I see someone that has healed like I have healed. I see someone that has a very good connection with God, not a church goer, not a religious person, but someone that has a very good connection with God. It's better for me to stay celibate and still stay sane and still have a connection with God until God brings to me someone that understands me or that is on the same level with me in regards to my connection with God. So me being single, one thing I learned about being single is you understand, you see your flaws in your previous relationship. You see the things that you need to do. You see what you need to do, how you need to do it, and how to go about it. And that's what I've learned. So when you're single, it doesn't matter. People, I think we're so hasty because society has made, there's this time stamped. Oh, at 30 you're supposed to be married. At so age you're meant to be. So people are hasty. They just want to get married, and they don't even know the rules that governs of marriage. They don't know the rules and regulations of marriage, so they just go into it and they come out of it like it's a game. Marriage is a lifetime thing. It's a lifetime thingy. I don't want to get married to someone because I just see that you're handsome or you have money, or that's not my drive. My drive is someone that has a very good connection with God. My drive is someone that has that understand the principle of love. That's what I want. Not someone that sees me as an object, that treats me as trash. My previous relationship was abusive, physically abusive, mentally abusive, spiritually abusive. And me coming out of that, I'm not saying I hate that person, or because of what that person did to me, let me do it to someone else. No. I send healing to that person. I still pray for that person. And when Jesus said, pray for your enemies, I still pray for them. I'm not praying because, I'm saying I want to be too righteous or too holy. I'm praying because I know this person is being controlled by something else. So in the dark was when I realized that, no, I am not single because I'm not good enough. I'm single because I need to learn more about myself. I need to draw closer to God. I need to be ready to become a wife before I can be married to anybody. I need to heal from the past relationship before I can move to the next. That's why I'm single. And it's not bad, it's not evil. Nah. Me not having a job, I did not see it like, oh, I'm not good enough, no company wants to employ me. No, I looked at it like, okay, I don't have a job, fine, I have to create a job for myself. My experience, my life journey, my life experiences, me teaching people, me sharing the idea with people can also help people. That's enough for me. I find peace when I do that. I don't think I will ever find that kind of peace when I do a 9-to-5 job. I don't think I will ever get that kind of peace. The kind of peace that I have right now is the peace that comes with understanding. So right now I'm in a space where I am now in the light because I now see clearly. I now see why I had to go through that journey. I now see why this relationship ended. I now see why I don't have a job. I now see why I'm single. Now I see things clearly. And that's what the dark will do to you. The dark will reveal the truth to you. When you look at the dark as evil, you will keep bringing experiences into your reality that will reflect that to you. But if you look at the dark as a teacher that teaches you, why do you go to school? Is it because you know? Is it because you understand? Is it because you are aware? You go to school because you don't know, you want someone to teach you. That's why you go to school. So when you're in school, you are in an unknown state. You don't know anything. Someone is teaching you. If you know so much, why do you have to go to school? You won't go to school. You won't go to school. We have dropouts. We have people that did not even go to school. They dropped out of school. Why? Because what they want for themselves is not what the school is giving to them. So instead of them wasting their time in school, they had to create that opportunity for themselves. So every time you're in the dark, look at it as a blessing in disguise. Don't curse at the dark. Bless the dark. Embrace the dark. Be grateful for the dark. Be grateful for having that experience, and find out the truth in that. When you find the truth in the dark, because that's where the truth lies, in the dark, whatever you're seeking to know, whatever you want to know, you will have to go to the dark to see it first before the light will be revealed. And when you move to the light is where peace resides. The light is where healing resides. The light is where understanding resides. The light is where clarity resides. That's where the light is. I am the way, the truth, and the life. So I need you to understand this. Everybody wants to enjoy peace. Everybody wants to enjoy, love. Everybody wants to enjoy, happiness. But nobody wants to go through those moments. How will you say you're at peace with yourself if you've not been at war with yourself? How would you say you are happy when you've not experienced unhappiness? How would you say you have joy when you've not experienced sorrow? No, it has to be balanced. So if you're trying to run away from those unhappy moments, then you're not ready to have happy moments. If you're trying to run away from sad moments, you're not ready to have good moments. So if you know that your goal is to be at peace with yourself, you have to first allow yourself go through those moments of war before you can find peace. And it's not to say you're suffering, you're struggling. No, it's an experience. Look at it as an experience. When you see it as an experience that presents itself to help you transition to your truest form, that's when you enjoy the journey. But if you see it as the devil tormenting you or holding you back, that's when you see it as struggle. Reprogram your mindset. There are so many lies that we've been told. If I look at a situation and say the devil is trying to do this to me, no, the devil keep bringing things like that to my reality. No, I don't want to see it. I am not saying that it's not right. I'm not saying that the devil that we call or you call, I'm not saying does not present things like that to us. I'm saying that I choose not to see it from that perspective. That's what I'm trying to say. I choose not to see it from that perspective. So you want to know the truth about a situation? You want to know the truth why you feel like your life is stagnant? You want to know the truth why you feel like everybody hates you? You want to know the truth why you feel like you don't fit in? You want to know the truth why everywhere you go to people tend to say hurtful things to you? You want to know why people speak down or talk down on you? They see greatness in you, but they want to make you feel small. That's why. And how will you say you're great when you don't see that in yourself? People see things first before you see it. People see first before you see it. People see that you're meant to be a great person, and when they see it, they are threatened by that, so they speak smallness to you. If I tell you you're powerful, I can tell you, oh, type I am powerful, and you type you're powerful. If you don't think that you are, if you don't believe that you are, then you're not. So one thing that the journey has taught me, I realized that I did not know how strong I was until I had to go through all of these battles, spiritual warfare, spiritual attack, and then I knew that I have inner strength. And this kind of inner strength that I have is not man-made, it's God-given. My strength comes from God, not from any mortal man. I am strong because I serve a strong God. I am powerful because my God is powerful. I am the image and likeness of God. That is who I am. So there's nothing that will present itself to me in this reality that by the strength of God, I will not overcome. And that's something that the dark will teach you. The dark would awaken you to who you are. So every time I'm talking about the dark, I'm talking about someone in the tunnel. You're not seeing anything, but things have been thrown at you. Imagine you walking in a dark place, a lonely path, just you. You don't see what is coming towards you, but an arrow, like people keep sending arrows to you. But you keep, for whatever reason, you keep, dodging. None of the arrow touches you. And that's when you know you've mastered the dark. I've been put through the darkest moment of my life. And by the strength of God, I came out of it. And I'm not saying that, it's easy peasy. It's not. As an alchemist, I've been able to master the dark. And I know how to move from the dark to the light. That's what the dark taught me. And that's who we are. It's not just me. There's an alchemist inside of you too. If you let the dark transform you, if you let the dark transition you, if you let the dark teach you, stop being afraid of the dark. Stop resisting the dark. Many of you are warriors. Many of you are strong warriors. And you've been sent here to fight. To fight against this, this dysfunctional system. But how can you know you're a warrior if you've not won any battles before? How can you say you're a warrior when you've not gone through those experiences? How? Many of you are empresses, emperor, queen, kings. But how can you own that throne when you've not served? You cannot say you're a leader if you're not ready to serve. The throne is not just for anybody. The throne is for people that has done the work, that is fit to sit on it. So for you to see who you are is when you allow yourself go through the dark, and when you come outside, that's when we'll tell what the dark did to you, if it transformed you or it consumed you. I went through the toughest moments of my life, and I can tell you this. I learned to love regardless of the hate, regardless of the deceitfulness, regardless of the manipulation, regardless of the betrayal. I still chose to love people. I did not say because this person did this to me, no. I still send love to people. And I will not stop loving people. I will never stop loving people. The dark taught me to love even when people give me hate. And that's my power. And that's something that can never be taken away from me. So don't let the dark turn you to something else. Allow the dark transform you to your truest self, which is love, peace, healing. So that when you come out and tell your story to the world, people will say, if you can go through this, then I can. Remember that you're one with the divine. Remember that you're stronger than any problem. Remember that you're stronger than any situation. Remember that you're strong. And when you're being placed in the dark, allow it to teach you, transform you to who you truly are. Okay? So I hope this message brings you peace and clarity. Till next time, divine blessings.